Hi, welcome back to the channel. We are in the first week into the May. This is the all of the things I read in the month of April and all of the things I'm wanting to read in the month of May. Like, I think a lot of people, me including, say that every single month was exhausting. Living is exhausting, but April particularly was very exhausting because I had my CTs at the end of the month. I had to make some models. I did manage to read 3 to 4 books. Well, I read the last book in the start of May. I finished it, but I think we're gonna count that too. So the first book that I read was Babel by R.F. Kuang. Okay, so it's been a month since I read it and I give it 5 out of 5 stars. This book has everything. The initial story goes that we follow our main character Robin, who has been orphaned recently and has been taken to care by this professor who is an Oxford professor who specializes in like translation in like Chinese and Cantonese. This book involves a lot of multilingual various languages from the east, from the west, and the magic system is really in-depth and unique. Like every single pages you read, like as the books goes on, the magic system gets more complex and more like understandable, and like it realizes the world very well. So it has a very good world building. I really liked the ending, how like violent it got. And yeah, it took a lot out of me while reading it. I'm really not into dark academia books, but I'm glad I read that and I want to read more R.F. Kuang books. So the next book that I picked up is the second book in the Percy Jackson series, first being The Lightning Thief and the second being The Sea of Monsters. It's a short book. It was very simple and it did felt a little weaker than the first entry, but I enjoyed it. It's a 3 out of 5 stars. So it did feel like a build-up book about like what's going to happen later in the series. And yeah, I'm really excited to continue to read the 3rd and 4th and the 5th book. So the next book that I read, which was also a 5 out of 5 stars, so we got 2 5 stars in the month of April, and that was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. It's a very popular, I think it is the most popular YA thriller books out there, and it's for a reason. Like if you read this book, like you can read this book in like 2 days, because I read it in 2 days or 1 day. Like well-paced book. Every single chapter, 2 or 4 pages, we got interviews and like phone calls and the murder board, and yeah, it's just a proper amount of multimedia with such a fast-paced book. Very good characters, I may say, for a YA book. Like very well executed, and I'm so excited to binge this series. Like I had very low expectation for this book. It did so well, and I found a good new 5 stars. And yeah, it got me to thriller. I have not read a thriller before, and this was the first thriller book that I read. Read this if you are feeling in a slump or something. It's so good. Okay, so the last book that I read, but I finished in the 1st of May, but we're still gonna count that, is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. So this is my first Abby Jimenez book, and it is not the last because I'm going to read more, because I thoroughly enjoyed Just for the Summer, and I did really like the romance between our 2 main characters, Justin and Emma. Just for the Summer is about these 2 people who have this curse, and they found out each other through internet, through Reddit, and they try to break this curse by dating each other. And yeah, this book has one of the most well executed complex trauma, complex PTSD and like childhood trauma, and also a lot of like family problems are very well written in this book. I really enjoyed the caretaking aspect of this book. And yeah, just even if you don't like romance, which I'm with you, like I have not, like I am slowly being converted into being a romance reader. But I think Just for the Summer is, or like Emily Henry and like other like those types of books, has been really good and really fun and like really a comfy read for me to read this between like something like Babel. Those are the 4 books that I read. Now onto the books that I'm currently reading. So I'm reading this book, which is What Are You Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Aoyama, which is translated by Alison Watts. It's a very short book. This is I think anthology, you would say, or like a collection of short stories by the same author, and they all are like lost in life in some kind of way. Like someone is looking for how to deal with their newborn baby and their workplace, someone is looking to a new way to gather up skills, computer skills. And yeah, it's a really charming book. To all the books that I want to read in May, I really want to do a lot of different videos about challenges, book reading challenges. I gathered my TBR as like how those challenges, what books I'm going to read those in that challenges. Okay, so the first book that I want to read is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. It's a boys love comic book. I have heard a lot of good things about it. It's very popular, it's such a cute book, and yeah, this will be my first book that I want to read. The next book I want to tackle, Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. So I've heard good things about Riley Sager, and like some people hate this author, some people love. I'm gonna make up my thoughts, and I heard that this is one of the most popular books they have ever written. The next book I want to read is a short novella by Brandon Sanderson. So I want to continue my Stormlight journey. I think I also have put it in the last TBR, but I didn't got to it, but I'm definitely gonna get it in the month of May. And it's called The Edge Dancer, which is the 2.5, the novella which you read after Words of Radiance. So yeah, this is a short fantasy novella which I want to get to. It's in this Arcanum Unbounded collection. The next book I want to read is, I want to continue some of the series that I'm in. So I'm gonna continue the third book in the Percy Jackson series, which is called Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. And I'm also gonna continue The Good Girl's Guide to Murder with A Good Girl and Bad Blood, the second book in the series. Really excited for it. So this book has been sitting on my TBR for a long time, ever since I started reading actually, and that is this The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. It's a YA romance. I have no thought about it. I didn't really like it the first time I read it. Like I read like first chapter and like put it down because I wasn't feeling it. But maybe I'm more into books and romance. Maybe I will give it another shot. So this is the second chance for this book. Another romance book that I want to read is called One Day by David Nichols. It's a very popular series in the Netflix, and it's about people and who meet one day and like they go their separate ways and we follow them. It sounds interesting and I hope it's written well and I enjoy it. Another book that I want to read, maybe get to, is The Funny Story by Emily Henry, which is a very new release. I really enjoyed Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and that is the second book that I want to pick up because it's a new release and really excited for it. So yeah, Funny Story if I get the time also. And the final book on my TBR is Project Hail Mary by Angie Weir. It is the sci-fi novel, and I suck with sci-fi. Like I am a science student. I am learning about science. I love learning about science, but like I'm not really into science fiction. I want to be. I have a lot of books that I want to read, and I want to start with Project Hail Mary. I heard this is really funny and really good book, and yeah, I'm excited to start my sci-fi journey with this book. So yeah, those are all the books that I want to read in the month of May, and let me know what else book you want to read, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.